because it's very important for us, the community, and to help like the local kids and the local families. Skate, Paint, and More was made especially for the local kids. Like we have the majority of the kids we have are locals, and what I've seen is that they gain a lot of confidence in themselves, so our objective is not for them to learn to paint necessarily or to learn to skateboard, which of course they do, right? But the objective is more to create a safe space for them. They feel comfortable with us and they trust us, and they're so happy every time they come, because they know that they're in a safe environment. Last year, we had some donations in Bitcoin, and I was telling you before, that I was amazed at how generous the Bitcoin community is, because the vast majority of donations, I didn't know who they were from, so they just donate without, even taking any credit for it, which is amazing.
Ana, this is going to be a fun one. I'm excited to actually kind of go back down memory lane a little bit. My youngest son just graduated from high school this week, and we've been doing all those activities. And so I've been thinking a lot about the years here in El Salvador, and his young school-age years were spent with you and in your kids, and the Escuela Libre school that we have here in El Salvador. So it's kind of fun to have you on now and think about that as our kids are getting older. I mean, we're not getting older, right? We're staying young, but our kids are getting older. And so, we can talk a little bit about Escuela Libre, and then the Paint and Skate program that you guys have kind of developed out of that, and just what an important role both those programs play in the community here in El Zonte, especially as we see things growing here and things becoming more commercialized. We want to see these things that are like core to the roots of El Zonte, like staying strong. So maybe just give a little introduction about yourself, and then we'll delve into those things.
Yes, thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here. We've been running Escuela Libre and Skate for 12 years now. So next year it's our 13th year anniversary. And we started
13 years.
13
wow.
years, yes. And we're still here, which is amazing. We started basically. We had like no building. The school was not, it wasn't finished. And Paola called me and she said, Ana, we have to start the school like next week. So we started basically with the workers there, finishing up the stairs and everything.
So give a little history of where this idea came from, and where this desire, maybe a little bit of your own history. You're from El Salvador, but you didn't want your kids to be in the traditional school system here. So give a little bit of background of where this dream came from.
Yes, so the school, we started with 3 families. It was Milena with a Canadian family, and Paola and Mike, that Mike is American and Paola is Salvadorian, and us, Gabriel and I, and our daughters. So we didn't want our kids to be in the traditional educational system, and also we wanted bilingual.
Hey guys, just a brief interruption. We'll get back to the exciting show here, but I just want to really ask a favor that you guys could make sure that you're subscribed if you're watching this on YouTube. If you are listening to this on a podcast, please take a second and review this. You don't even have to write a lengthy review or anything at all. Just click the number of stars that you want to give us. It really helps us in the algorithms to make sure people are finding out about what's happening here. All right, back to the show.
So that's why we came together as parents, and we all taught different subjects. Like I did art with them, Gabriel physical education, which we still do. And for example, Milena did math, Mike did English, Paola did
cooking.
Spanish, and cooking too.
Classes with kids.
Yeah. Yes,
The
Mike
kids
did
love
cooking
that.
for a long
Yeah.
time. Yes. So that's how we came together, so that our kids can be in a system that was like more free, with like no uniforms, no testing, and all that.
But I do remember you guys did institute uniforms and at some point because we got a notification that kids had to wear. I don't know if they had to wear shoes, but they did have to wear shirts. I remember saying boys and girls have to wear shirts at school. So.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, like the kids would come bare feet,
Yeah.
So sometimes we had to say, hey, you have to wear shoes, okay, at least sandals.
No, it was a very free environment. How far into it do you remember it was when my kids joined? I can't remember how many years you guys have been doing it. I think they were there pretty early.
They were there, I think, the first year.
First
We
year,
started,
okay.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember, it was just very, very rustic. And I think, I don't know, it was Sasha that would bring his dog to school and tie it up outside.
Yeah.
But what an amazing opportunity for the kids to just enjoy this beautiful environment here, to be learning math and English and these other things, but also to be doing it in a very free environment. And you guys put a lot of focus on, there was gardening, there was, especially because Paola's background with a lot of stuff with theater. And so,
Yes.
yeah, for us, it was a real privilege to be a part of that. And there was a lot of kids that came in, and I mean, we had kids kind of from everywhere, I feel like that.
Oh,
over
yeah,
those
we've
first
had
few
from
years,
all over the place. And also we have kids that sometimes just come like for a month because they're traveling.
Yeah.
Or for 3 months, depending. And the parents leave them at the school while, they do other things. And the nice thing about it is that it's been really organic. It's been really like natural, like we work with volunteers. So we've had over 50, 60 volunteers since we
Was it that
started.
many?
Yeah.
Wow.
One time we did a list with Zoe and we had like 40 something, but that was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I believe now we have like 50, 60 people that we've worked with. So we offer a room in the school, and the volunteers, they teach in exchange. So we've had a little bit of everything, like construction, gardening, aerial silks, gymnastics, parkour, robotics, so it's been really interesting.
And that's still ongoing. So if there's people watching this that are interested in spending some time in El Zonte and have an area that they specialize in, they can reach out to you or
Yes.
Paola or.
Yes, it's still going. We
Okay.
have a page in Workaway, so you can find us there as well.
Okay, under El Zonte Arts, or what is it in
El
Workaway?
Zonte Arts and Learning.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we got to know a number of the different volunteers over the years. Sometimes there was families. I remember sometimes they came down with their kids and.
Yes, we've had
What was
a
the
few
one-
families
What was
too.
the one Canadian family? I'm blanking on their name right now with the two girls.
Oh, you mean Donna and Rob?
Yes, yeah, down the road. Got to
Yeah.
know them fairly well, and but there's been a lot of different, neat people that have come through, and what an amazing opportunity for people to kind of be enmeshed in the community right away. I feel like we were able to integrate so much more in the community just by the involvement in the school, and actually when our kids, in high school, they decided they wanted to go to international school in San Salvador, and we felt like we missed that like community that
Oh, yeah.
once our kids were in school, you didn't have that as much, and so we really felt that missing.
Yeah, and also because it's always been a small group, like we've had maximum 15 students in
Yeah.
Escuela Libre. So, that's always been really nice because we've had conflicts, of course, but we resolve the conflicts pretty quickly, so there's no bullying, nobody gets left out
Yeah.
because it's such a small group.
No, the group was very inclusive with everything. I love that, and I mean it was amazing how well everybody did get along, considering all the different backgrounds. I mean, there was people from all over Europe, Americans,
Yeah.
Canadians, people from other places in Latin America. I mean, there was. Yeah, do you know how many different nationalities have attended over the years? That'd be interesting.
No, that I we haven't made a list of that yet. But we've had volunteers from Hungary, from Romania, Germany, Of course, Canada, United States, Latin America, like all over the place.
Yeah. No, it's really neat to see, and now I live right next door to the school, so that's kind of fun.
Yes.
I hear the kids sometimes, and so it brings back memories when my kids were young.
Yeah, and because we're an NGO, we also look at the social part of it. So we have also local kids that sometimes join in the homeschooling hub. That now we call it a homeschooling hub because it's like a homeschoolers that have their curriculum, and we support with the different subjects that they do together.
Yeah.
So before we used to do like all the subjects in different grades, but it was kind of difficult, like kind of complicated because we had like very small groups of kids in different grades. So it was complicated. So then this year we decided to make it like into a homeschooling hub in which each kid has their own curriculum. And then we have other subjects that they do together. But we also support the locals, and this year we have one girl that's with us, a local girl, and she had a problem at the public school, so her mom didn't want her to continue there, so now she's with us.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I know that was a little bit challenged because you have all the different age ranges. I know my daughter for a
Yes.
while was the oldest.
Yes,
there,
Eliana
and
was the
so,
oldest.
and so we would, fill in with different things on our own. But I like that model of, they can have their own curriculum, but still be doing that with other students. And then, for some students, they want to focus more on certain things, or, it's more important for them to, be good in math or English or Spanish. They can focus on those individual things, but still be part of the main group. there.
Yes.
So, how many kids are participating right now? Do you know?
Right now, we actually have 15, but not all of them come every day.
Okay.
So we have some kids that just come once a week. Others come twice a week. So they're not all of them together. Like
Yeah.
it's rare that the 15 are together, but usually I would say we have like from 8 to 12 kids.
And how many volunteers do you guys have right now?
Right now we have 2.
Okay.
Usually we work with 1 or 2 volunteers, depending on the needs.
And they still live right there on the
Yes.
in the house. That's okay. Yeah.
Yes. In exchange of teaching, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we also do other things. We have English classes, for example, that we've had for a long time too. And we do different workshops for the community because it's very important for us, the community, and to help like the local kids and the local families.
So how often are you guys doing English classes?
English is twice a week. Right now we have Eric, that's one of our volunteers, and he's doing the
Okay.
classes. It's Thursdays and Fridays.
Okay. Awesome. And that's all mostly local kids from El Zonte?
It's only locals,
Okay.
yes.
And how many kids usually attend the?
In this year, let's see, we've had like 5 or 6. So it's always like small groups.
Okay.
Very like private.
Yeah. No, that definitely helps kids pick it up faster. I think we have some
Yep.
cool pictures that we can put up. Can we pull any of those up from the schooling there, Paco? Or I think even we have some video clips too. But as you can see, for those of you who are just listening to the podcast and can't see it, I'll try to describe it as best I can. But I would recommend you go to YouTube so that you can see it and get just a sense of it. But it's just like a very kind of old-fashioned, like, I don't know, warm feeling. You can even see in the picture just like how, everybody's just part of this. And, we've got some art there. And it's in kind of an old rustic building that was, I think, originally built probably 50, 60 years ago that they've rehabbed. And so you want to click through a little bit there, Paco? So it looks like you guys got some music classes there. Oh, I didn't know you guys had a drum set over there.
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
Actually, Baisel donated
Okay.
the drum set. And these pictures are from the skate and paint course.
Okay.
So this course started in 2023. And I was actually teaching English back then. I taught English for like 8, 9 years to the local kids. And then one of the girls who is still with us, her name is Lucia, and she told me that she loves to paint, and I'm an artist. So then I told her, okay, we can do the English class, and after we can paint like for, for the rest of the class. And so that's what we did. And that's where I decided to begin an art program, with the kids, with the local kids, because I had like 3-4 kids at the time. And, most of the kids that we have now, they've never painted in their whole life, so they're amazed of what they can do once they start, because if you don't give them the tools, obviously they're not going to know,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of them have like very good abilities. And then I decided to include skateboarding as well, so that it's like a contrast between two practices, So that's what we did with my partner, Gabriel. He does the skateboarding and I do the art class. But then, like organically, the kids, because we have the instruments, they kind of, started playing the instruments and everything. And Gabriel is also a musician.
An amazing
So,
musician.
yeah. So then it just, naturally, kids like don't only skate when they're outside.
Yeah.
That's why we decided to change the name to Skate, Paint, and More, because there's like a lot more that we do. Sometimes they play basketball, sometimes volleyball, sometimes the silks, or they play music, and of course the skateboarding as well.
Yeah, no, I love that. I'm curious if you've seen with certain kids, once you introduce them to painting and they kind of start exploring their artistic side, if you see other things come out in them, like other giftings, and I don't know if you have any stories or vignettes of things you've seen with kids once they start painting, how it kind of just expands their imagination and opens them up to other things.
Yes, exactly. Well, Skate, Paint, and More was made especially for the local kids. Like we have the majority of the kids we have are locals, and what I've seen is that they gain a lot of confidence in themselves, so our objective is not for them to learn to paint necessarily or to learn to skateboard, which
Yeah.
of course they do,
Yeah.
right? But the objective is more to create a safe space for them, and they know that at the school, it's safe for them. Nobody's going to be bugging them, they can express themselves with complete freedom. So that's more the objective. And yes, one time, for example, this kid, he was making a picture, and then he looked at me and he said to me, Ana, I had no idea that I could do something like this, and I can see like his eyes shining.
Yeah.
And he was like amazed at himself for what he had done, so these little moments are like very significant, to us, because we're also like giving them, self-confidence and, something to be proud of, that they know that they can do this. And then there was one time also this kid named Santos, he didn't know how to make a rectangle. And he was 13. He was 13 back then, he's like 14 now. But he didn't know how to make a rectangle. I taught him because he wanted to draw a house, right? So I said, okay, let's draw a rectangle. And then he just looked at me and he's like, I don't know how. So I had to teach him how to make a rectangle. So it's like, in the public schools, there's a lot of things that, they don't teach them well. There's a lot of gaps in the learning process. So yeah, I feel that here they get this, they feel comfortable with us and they trust us, and they're so happy every time they come because they know that they're in a safe environment.
No, I think especially, in a place like El Zonte and just with the history, in El Salvador, a lot of kids never learn how to like dream or think like really that they can do anything with their lives other than survive. And I feel like we're seeing that change in the most recent generation, but it's still very young in them. So I think being able to kind of awaken the artists within them and their skill is in skating and to be able to do these things, like it really transforms their outlook on life, and they start thinking for the first time, like, what do I want to be when I grow up? What do I want my life to look like? Things that, a lot of times their parents never really thought of because their parents were just trying to survive.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we see that a lot in the kids, like at the beginning, and then they just start gaining confidence. And also with sports, with skateboarding, and other sports is like, it's really good for them, and it builds a lot of confidence in them too.
Yeah. So are you still teaching English at the school? Or are you still?
I'm not teaching.
Okay.
I'm just I'm like the coordinator, like the
Okay.
general coordinator, and yeah, but not teaching. We now the volunteers help us with that.
And for, there's a lot of people that are looking to come and spend, a significant amount of time in El Salvador, possibly move here. A number of families from around the world who I think have kind of a like-minded view of education. They just don't want rote learning. They want their kids to really be able to, question things and to, have this type of environment. What would you say to parents of younger kids thinking about moving to El Salvador? What would you recommend for them as far as schooling? What would you say are some of the challenges of schooling like this? What are some of the benefits? And yeah, just as a parent yourself, what would you say?
Well, I always recommend homeschool. That's like the number one thing I recommend here, because I don't know if I can really recommend any school here because I don't know that much, about them. And homeschool, I think, works really well because, well, you're out of the system to start, and you can choose your own curriculum, and it's not as complicated as people think. And also that homeschool here is not illegal, and some people think it's illegal, but it's actually not. And I think that is the best option.
I am curious because I had heard that from other people. I think for us as foreigners, we hadn't really worried about it because we felt like they kind of left us alone. But you as a Salvadoran, what is the legal requirements, and how is the system set up for homeschooling?
The thing is that, well, homeschool is not illegal, excuse me, but it's not legal either.
Okay.
Right? So, but you can do homeschool. Like, there's no problem. Nobody's going to be, asking you questions.
Yeah.
I have a group in Facebook that's called Homeschooling in El Salvador. And actually, recently, I've talked to several people that have asked me this question, like, are people going to knock on my door, and ask where my kids are going to school? And I said, no, you don't have to worry about that. There are some countries.
Well, I know, like Germany and other places like that, they could put you in jail.
You can go to prison.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
amazing. Because of the history, and everything. But here, it's not illegal. So there's a lot of families doing homeschool, and it's growing a lot.
Yeah,
a
it
lot
seems
more.
like when you guys started, it was kind of very unusual, but now it seems like I hear all the time people know we're homeschooling our kids.
Yes,
or,
exactly.
so.
Before it was rare, like very, very few people, especially Salvadorians. But now there's also Salvadorian families that are doing homeschool.
You guys started a trend there.
Yeah, maybe. Well, your kids were doing homeschool for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
They pretty much till high school.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and it was great for them. We loved it. It gave us so much more flexibility too. We could go on trips as a family together and go when it was cheap to travel, not when once my kids went in regular school, now we're forced to go on vacation just on Christmas and summer when everybody else is doing it. So we really missed that, and we missed just the family time and the flexibility for them to be together. There was other advantages at the schools that they went to, and they had great friends, and we don't have any regrets for that. But we love the fact that at their younger years, we had more input in their life, and we were kind of able to help shape through that process, rather than it just being us sending them off to some school to be taught by somebody else. So.
Yes, absolutely. Same with my daughters, that since they were little, they were in Escuela Libre, and then they did a couple of years of high school. My older daughter graduated this year, and then passed. My younger daughter is doing homeschool again. So so she tried like an alternative school in the city, but now she's gonna do homeschool
Back
again.
to homeschool. Yeah, you see that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like Like, they complain about, it's normal. Kids always complain about school
Yes,
to some extent.
always.
So they're like, no, I want to go to normal
Yeah.
school. And then they go to school and they're like, no, I want to go back to home. So,
Yeah.
but no, that's great I can't believe that our kids are graduating from high school. I still picture them, being
Yes, I know. But they had
7, 8 years old. And,
yeah. They had a great childhood,
Yeah.
though. I think that it was the best, for them to be together, in this school. And also, like, it's open,
Yeah.
right, with nature and everything. So very different from a normal, school.
Well, they were gardening. I remember the one day John comes back and he's just like covered in like ash. And I'm like, what were you doing? He's like, oh, we were roasting coffee today. And so many cool things
Yes.
that they got to participate in. And that's one of the unique things about El Zonte is it has this school opportunity for people that, are looking, because that's the question we get from a lot of people that, are looking to move to El Salvador or want to spend a year here is like, what about schooling? And so I love that there's this opportunity and this option here, and that it's continued.
Yes.
It's that's over a decade now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's amazing.
that is amazing, and a ton of hard work. And so my hats off to you and Pohl and Mike and everybody else that make it happen, because I know it's not easy. Just coordinating all the volunteers and the classes and all the different curriculums, and then I know a lot of times even there's been a lot of students that have had certain learning challenges you guys have adapted to help, and so really really amazing to see. And then to see the skate and paint kind of spin off from that, and how that's not, that reaches a whole different demographic of young people also, because there's some parents that they're not going to pull their kids out of the regular school system.
Exactly.
But now they can still participate in a lot of things
Yes.
through this program. So
Yes.
so tell us kind of where the idea to spin this off specifically came, and kind of what your vision is for it going forward, and how often do you guys meet? And I know you kind of have sometimes where you'll take a month or two off and you'll start a new session. So give us the lowdown on it.
Thank you, Mike. Well, we started actually in 2022, in December 2022. I did only a painting course. It lasted 1 month, and I had the local kids with me. We had like 26 kids approximately. And then in January of 2023, I decided to make something like permanent. So we do courses of 3 to 4 months. And then at the end of each course, there's an art show. So all the parents are invited, friends are invited, and usually in each course we make a big painting, like a collaborative painting with all the kids. And the art show, we share food. That this course Gabrielito is gonna play on the keyboard, because we also have music lessons apart from skate and paint. We have online keyboard lessons every Saturday for local kids as well.
So it's online.
This is online, but in
Okay.
the school,
Okay.
because we have someone helping
Okay.
always. It's Ryan is the name of the teacher, an American teacher. And well, with skate and paint, we are looking for, hopefully for the next course, for the art show to make, I don't know if you've heard of grip tape art.
No.
Grip tape art. So this is art on like the board of the skateboard.
Yeah.
So it's like what is grip tape,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they cut the grip tape like different colors, and they make a design on the board.
Okay.
So what I'm hoping to do soon is, hopefully on the next course, is to do an art show, and the kids each will have their own board, and they decorate it, they with the grip tape, and then at the end of the course make like an auction, to sell the boards, and the kid who sells the board, of course the money would go directly to each kid.
Nice.
So that's my idea for the next course. Hopefully we can get that done.
I love that. I love that. So when do you think that'll be?
Hopefully next course is starting in August.
Okay.
So next week is the art show for this course, and then we start middle of August for the next course. So hopefully the art show in December.
Okay. And you guys meet on Saturdays?
We meet Wednesdays and Fridays.
Wednesdays and Fridays.
Wednesdays and
Okay.
Fridays. We have 2 groups.
Saturdays was the keyboard, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Saturday is the keyboard lessons. But we have 2 groups, Wednesdays and Fridays, morning and afternoon, because in the public schools there's 2 shifts, right? Some kids go in the morning to public school and other kids come in the afternoon. So that's why we had to make 2 groups. And we also have kids who come from Palmarcito, for example, and other places like nearby. We have a kid that comes from K59.
Wow.
So it's not only
a little bit of a haul.
Yeah. So it's not only from El Zonte. We have also from other communities nearby.
And if people are visiting just for a couple of weeks, can their kids participate in,
Yes,
in these
absolutely.
things? Okay.
Yep.
So they just come to the Escuela Libre or...
Yes, they can find us in Instagram,
Okay.
El Zonte Arts and Learning, or they can reach me, Ana Larios Pohl, in Instagram or Facebook. And yeah, there's also the drop-in. It could be just one day, 2, or a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're welcome to come. And yeah, so about what I was talking about before, that we create like a safe space for the kids. We have some kids in Skate and Paint that, for example, in the public school, they don't have any friends, but they come here and they have made friends, because they've been with us for a couple of years now. So they're very excited, to come and see their friends.
See their friends. Yeah, I think we had some friends of ours from South Africa that stayed here for a little while, and I think their kids participated for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Who was it?
It was last year. I can't remember.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
I
blanking
remember.
on their kids' names right now, but yeah.
I think Kendo but I know that because they were here for the Bitcoin conference, I believe. Yes.
Yeah. But no, I know they really enjoyed it.
Oh,
So
nice. Yes.
It was fun for them, and it's nice to have an environment too where you have, even if people don't know Spanish, there's usually some people that know some English, and they always find a way to communicate amongst each other.
Yes. We had actually 2 kids from Quebec this year in Escuela Libre, and the little one didn't speak English or Spanish.
Just French.
Only French.
Yeah.
So I know a little French, so I kind of communicated with him, but yeah, he made friends with the local kids, just playing and, not talking too much, but they learned a few words, so yeah.
And after his time, did he speak more English and Spanish?
He did, yes,
Yeah.
because he had Spanish and English lessons also at the school, so.
Yeah. And as far as at the school, you guys follow... do you follow the Salvadoran school year or the
no, we
European U.S.
Yeah,
school
the
year?
U.S. system.
Okay.
So school is off in June.
June, okay.
Just now.
And then you guys start again
And we start in September.
September. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that made it convenient for us too, because we would often go back to the U.S. during the summer to work, and so it kind of correlated.
Yes, a lot of
with it.
families travel during the summer,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's nice to get out of here during the rainy season a little
Yes,
bit. So.
exactly.
So do you have anything new planned for the Skate and Paint? Any new ideas for this year? Or are you guys just trying to expand on what you have? Or what's kind of the vision for this going forward?
Well, we're looking to get more skateboards, hopefully, because we have 5 5 surf skates that a girl donated, which was amazing. They were brand new, and the kids love the surf skates.
Was she able to purchase them in El Salvador, or did she have to bring them?
She purchased them here, actually. And also more instruments, musical instruments. Used is fine, for the kids. They don't have to be new or, expensive brands or anything like that, but just, some good instruments, and also art supplies. To get more art supplies. And yeah, I'm excited about the grip tape art.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get some donations for that as well, and we can do that for the next course.
No, that's That's super cool. I'm thinking of somebody I had on a podcast a couple weeks ago who's really into music who recently bought a place here in El Zonte.
Okay.
So maybe I'll hit him up to help you guys out with some of the musical
Yeah, because I
instruments
know
there.
that people have, some people have used instruments that they don't use anymore,
Yeah.
So we could put good use to them.
That makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense. Awesome. Anything else that you want to talk about? I don't know. Are you still doing your yoga classes or?
Oh, I am. I'm still teaching yoga.
Okay.
Yes, I also do acro yoga, like introduction to acro
Which,
yoga.
when I watch you guys do that, it just blows me away because I'm
Yeah.
so uncoordinated and unflexible. But the way you guys do that is. So do you do classes for that or?
Yes, actually, this Saturday I gave a class, an acro yoga, but introduction, like basic postures.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and yoga, yes, I still do. Well, I love the therapeutic part of yoga, so I do therapeutic yoga, meditation, breath work, relaxation.
So
and
if
all that.
somebody's coming to, because I know, in order to kind of pursue these amazing things that you guys are doing with the kids, obviously you've got to support yourself in the meantime, and so you've always been innovative and been involved in all these things, and so I want to make sure people know all the different services that you offer if they're coming here to El Zonte to spend time. So you'll do yoga with them. You can teach them that is it. Aqua robot? What is it?
Acro yoga.
Acro yoga. I can't even say it, let alone do it. We don't have any pictures of that. We should have got a picture of that. But that's basically the one where you're doing it with a partner, right?
Yes.
And you're posing and all
Yes,
these crazy
exactly.
things. Yeah, I'm always like, oh man, that blows me away. So they can. What's the best way for people to reach out to you?
Well, in Instagram, Ana Larios Pohl, or acro yoga, we have acro yoga El Salvador in
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook as well.
Okay, and we'll put that in the show notes too, so people get the spelling of your
Okay,
name.
excellent.
There, and then we have up here on the screen. We really want to encourage people to donate to this project. I mean, it's amazing what you guys do, and I know when the kids can't afford to pay, you guys scholarship them, and most of them, I think, wind up being scholarship. And so I know you guys need support in that. So would encourage the people that want to be involved in this. It's really amazing project that you guys are doing. So we have a QR code up there on the screen. You can donate in Bitcoin. I know that in the past you guys have used Bitcoin donations, and being here in El Zonte, there's a lot of places that obviously you can use Bitcoin, and so would encourage people to participate. So anything
thank
else?
you, Mike.
Yeah,
Well-
I'll let you give the spiel. So
Thank you.
you probably do a better job than me.
Yeah, we've last year we had some donations in Bitcoin, and I was telling you before that I was amazed at how generous the Bitcoin community is, because the vast majority of donations I didn't know who they were from, so they just donate without even taking any credit for it, which is amazing.
Yeah, usually they don't want you. They
don't want you to know.
They're just doing it out of the goodness of their heart, not to be recognized.
Yeah, which is so great, because it's one thing that has been a little bit difficult for me is the fundraising, because it's complicated. Like, I'm a teacher, I'm an artist, and I do that great. I can teach a class to, 100 people and it's fine. But the part of fundraising is kind of tricky for me. And we've been able to support the course so far. All the kids that we have, all the local kids, they don't pay anything. It's free for them. All the classes, the English, the music, and the skate and paint is free. So we get donations, to sponsor all these kids. And I have been searching for grants, but it's, bureaucracy is like, oh my gosh, it's very complicated. It's
hard because a lot of them want you to be an official, registered nonprofit, but then you spend thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, like doing that process and being in compliance with everything, money that could be going to, doing the work. And so it's this like, and then you're spending all your time and effort on that too.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I like seeing things stay grassroots, but then sometimes it makes it hard to raise funds.
Yes, exactly. That's why Bitcoin is so easy, to raise funds with Bitcoin. It's amazing, actually. And yeah, for the last 2 courses, we did a GoFundMe, which is still on, and that's how we are able to support the kids so far. And yeah, we're looking to launch a capital campaign to support, and make sure that we have the money before,
Yeah.
and not start the course. And yeah, so it's important to have the funds beforehand so that we know that we have everything for the kids.
Yeah.
Everything that we need for them. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. So send them some sats. I can attest that they will stretch them and put them to good work, and it's having a big impact here on the community. So, thank you, Ana, for
Thank
for
you,
coming
Mike. It was
in.
a
And
pleasure.
No, it's fun. It's fun catching up with you a little bit, and it's you and your family have had a big impact on our time here in the country and our enjoyment. So I appreciate that and appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.